I'm 73 years old, and I'm about to share something that may be uncomfortable to hear. Nearly everything we're taught about aging is wrong. And the painful truth is this: the people who were supposed to prepare you, your parents, your teachers, society at large, either misled you or never truly understood it themselves. For the first 5 decades of my life, I believed those same stories. I was convinced I had life figured out. I built a career, owned a home, and earned the respect of those around me. Then, at 52, something happened that dismantled that certainty entirely. What I've learned in the 21 years since has transformed how I think about life, death, and the meaning of it all. Before I explain what changed, there's something important you need to know. I'm not sharing this to sound insightful or to prove my wisdom. I'm sharing it because time is no longer on my side, and there are truths you deserve to hear now, while they can still make a difference. This is not for my sake. It's for yours. At 52, I suffered what doctors call a cardiac event. In simple terms, my heart nearly killed me. I was sitting in a meeting discussing quarterly projections when the room spun. I woke up in a hospital bed with tubes in my arms and my wife crying beside me. The doctors said I was lucky. At the time, that word felt absurd. But they were right. Because lying there with nothing but my thoughts, I saw the truth clearly: I had been living on autopilot. I wasn't truly alive. I was just completing tasks, meeting expectations, and checking boxes someone else had drawn. The thought that still haunts me is this: if I had died that day, what would I have left behind? A house? Savings? Titles and accomplishments that would fade from memory within a few years? The most dangerous lie people tell themselves is, I have time. I will do it later. One day, I will live the life I really want. I hear this from people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. They all say the same things: when I earn more, I'll be happy. When I get promoted, I'll slow down. When the kids grow up, I'll travel. When I retire, I'll finally do what I like. Let me spare you decades of regret: that moment never arrives. Why? Because the finish line keeps moving. You get the promotion and want the next one. You make more money and feel the need for more. You're always chasing something just beyond reach, until one day you're old and wondering how life slipped past you. I lived this. I spent 30 years climbing a ladder, only to realize at the top that it was leaning against the wrong wall. And time doesn't let you climb back down and start over. Here's a truth no one tells you early on: success is a poor life goal. I know this because I achieved everything I set out to achieve. I made partner. I bought the house. I earned respect. And none of it brought lasting fulfillment. You reach a goal and feel incredible, for a day or two. Then the feeling fades. You return to neutral and start chasing the next achievement. It's an endless loop. A close friend of mine died at 68. He worked 70 hours a week, built a multi-million-dollar company, and never took real time off. He always said he'd slow down next year. Next year came with a stroke. At his funeral, his son said, "My father was successful, but I hardly knew him." Ask yourself, is that the legacy you want? Your deepest regrets won't be about failures. They'll be about the things you never did. I don't lose sleep over bad business decisions. Those are meaningless now. What stays with me are the experiences I postponed, the trip to Dubai I never took, the bond with my brother I let fade, the book I always meant to write in the evenings I chose work over my children. Those regrets linger. The chances you didn't take. The love you didn't express. The risks you avoided out of fear. We assume we have endless time with the people we care about, our parents, siblings, and friends. We don't. And one day, that time ends. My father died when I was 45. Our relationship was complicated, and I kept telling myself we'd talk properly when life slowed down. It never did. A heart attack took him in hours. My greatest regret isn't something dramatic. It's the small things, the Sundays I didn't call, the dinners I skipped because I was too busy, and the moments I thought I could reclaim later. You can't. After my heart attack, I changed everything. I stepped back from work. I stopped agreeing to things that didn't matter. And I finally said yes to the life I'd been postponing for decades. Over the past 21 years, I've learned more about life than I did in the 52 before them. What truly matters turns out to be almost embarrassingly simple: spending time with the people you love, doing work that feels meaningful, choosing experiences over possessions, creating memories, and actually being present in your own life. I understand how this sounds. At your age, I would have scoffed. That's nice, but real life means bills. I'm not telling you to walk away from them. I'm telling you not to trade away what truly matters for things that don't. Ask yourself something, honestly. If your life ended tomorrow, would you feel content with how you've lived so far? Not whether others would praise you. Not whether you hit enough milestones. Just this: would you be satisfied? If the answer is no, then what are you waiting for? What are you spending your time on that's worth risking your only life? I'm 73 now. Since surviving a heart attack, I wake up each morning fully aware that my time is borrowed. In truth, all of ours is. The difference is that younger people rarely see it. They believe they're untouchable. They think time is endless. It is not. I have 3 grandchildren, and when I watch them, I recognize the same patterns I see everywhere today. They're overwhelmed, anxious, chasing goals that won't bring real happiness. They're repeating the same mistakes I once made. I try to tell them what I've learned. I try to warn them. But they don't truly hear it, not because they're careless, but because they're in the middle of the chaos. When you're inside the storm, it's hard to see the bigger picture. They believe their situation is different, that the old lessons don't apply to them. That's why I'm sharing this now. Maybe someone will listen. Maybe someone will choose differently. Maybe someone will avoid the regrets that follow postponing the everyday. Every day, you're closer to the end than you were yesterday. No one likes to think about that, but your time is limited, and so is the time of the people you love. Your parents are aging. One day, sooner than you expect, they'll be gone. Friends, partners, children, none of these relationships last forever. So what will you do? Keep delaying that phone call? Keep postponing the trip? Keep telling yourself you'll make time later? Or will you wake up today and live as if your time actually matters, because it does? If I could speak to my 30-year-old self, I'd say this: stop trying to impress people who don't care. Stop destroying your health for your career. Stop delaying happiness for some imaginary future. Stop waiting for approval to live the life you want. Call your parents more. Take the trips. Do the things that scare you. Say no to what drains you. Say yes to what fulfills you. And above all, start now. Not next year. Not after the next milestone. Not when you have more money, time, or certainty. The perfect moment never arrives. Life will always be messy and inconvenient and full of excuses to wait. If you keep waiting, one day you'll realize you spent your entire life doing just that. I'm 73. If I'm fortunate, maybe I have 10 or 15 years left. Maybe a bit more. Maybe less. And I'm at peace with that, because these last 21 years have been the richest of my life. Not because I earned more, but because I finally began living on purpose. I traveled to the places I once dreamed about. Strengthened my relationships with my children and grandchildren. Returned to hobbies I had abandoned. Let go of old grudges. I'm happier now, with less time ahead, than I ever was at 30 when I believed time was unlimited. That's the paradox. Once you understand time is finite, you stop wasting it. You stop postponing joy. You stop waiting, and start creating the right moment. Right now, you have a choice. Continue living as you are, chasing success, delaying happiness to someday, and promising yourself you'll live fully someday. Or wake up. Accept that time is slipping by faster than you think, and begin the life you've been putting off. I can't choose for you. But I can tell you this, you don't want to reach 73 wishing you had lived differently. Don't spend 52 years learning this the hard way. Learn from my mistakes. Live deliberately. Focus on what matters. Stop waiting for someday. Someday is now. It always has been.